Good afternoon, namaste. It's so good to be here with you. If you can hear that, which you may not, there are some folks in the room, our service team today. We're completely virtual today. We'll be back in the sanctuary with everyone in February. We're doing this because we really want to make sure everyone's safe and protected, and that's what we do. That's what we do. We're known being a safe space. So I'm really grateful that I could be here today. Just glad you can join us online. And for those of you that are part of the service team and our amazing practitioners and ministers are here, really, really grateful. So we're glad you're here with us. And if you're new, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. So Namaste is a radically welcoming community. We believe all paths lead to an awakening, and we are here collectively revealing that love is the nature of who we already are. So let's get a warm welcome for Des and Eve. Des stepping in for Kong this month. Pretty excited about that. So with that, let's go ahead and get this party started, shall we?
Yes.
Turn it over to you, Des.
You're definitely going to want to be on your feet for this one. Here at Namaste, we feel the kind of way. It's something about when we say we love, we really love. When we see you, we care. Be yourself while you're here. That's exactly what keeps me coming back. Namaste, we feel a kind of way, something about when we say we love, we really love, we see you, we care. Be yourself while you're here, that's exactly what keeps me coming back. Namaste, we feel a kind of way. It's something about when we say we love, we really love. When we see you, we care. Be yourself while you're here. That's exactly what. That's exactly what. That's exactly what keeps me coming back. Oh yeah.
Thank you very much. That is church. Hello, Namaste. My name is Jeff Schlick, not in Sedona, but in Long Beach, California. It's so nice to be here. Thank you. And we have a lot of minister support here, and I'd like to call them forward as we light that candle. We have Valerie, Candace, Nikki, and Chuck supporting us in the front row here. Thank you. Let's go in for our affirmation. And if you'd like to join us, I am grateful for this life and all that I am. I am peace. I am calm. I am joy. I am a light to the world. I open to the path that is prepared before me to give this great gift that I am, that I am. And with that, let's go into prayer. Let's take a breath, our collective breath together, namaste. That we invoke, and all invocation is an invitation. An invitation to the recognition of the God that is. And we breathe that in, all of us together, whether you are at home watching this or in person here in this sanctuary. That there is no separation, there is no distance in God. For we are only that oneness, that is that peace, that is that joy, that outwardly unfolds into that calm. For it is that one life that is God, that is my life, that is our life. And for what I truly know, that in this collective consciousness, that this service unfolds only in that infinitude of perfection, of love, for the music that is sung and the words that are spoken. For it will touch a place in each of our hearts to unblock anything from moving forward in ease and grace. And there is nothing else to do except simply say, and so it is. So it is. I'd like to invite up Debbie Ann.
Good afternoon, namaste. My name is Debbie Ann, and I am a member of the Board of Trustees, and I'm going to share some announcements with you. First, we are going to talk about our mission statement, and I'm going to ask that you say it with me. I learn practical science of mind tools and practice in a loving, connective, and vibrant community to reveal my power and change my life. Perfect. And next we're going to talk about our mission. And we start with awaken. We awaken to a new truth in our lives. Then we realize how that truth has played out in our lives. Then we take our new knowledge and transform our lives, and then we repeat this process in our lives in new ways. And I'm going to read our power statements. We are a thriving, dynamic, spiritual community. Hashtag we are namaste, and hashtag this stuff works. And I'm going to ask Reverend Veronica to come up next, and she's going to talk about our Wednesday services.
Thank you, Debbie Ann. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to invite you to our Wednesday night services. We are starting anew in 2022. You like that? So this Wednesday, we are so blessed to have Reverend Laura Hallett come and speak with us, accessing your inner wisdom through creative mindfulness. Now, Valerie, our wonderful, amazing practitioner, is the host of the Healing Circle, where Reverend Laura will talk about we are welcoming her, a longtime friend of our community, Reverend Laura Hallett, senior minister at the Center for Spiritual Living in Greater Las Vegas. And this Wednesday, the 26th, from 7 to 8:30, she will present Accessing Your Inner Wisdom Through Creative Mindfulness, a meditation and mandala workshop. She'll take us through the unique and easy technique for drawing mandalas as a meditative practice. This meditative practice engages the conscious mind while allowing time and the space for deeper connection. Information on how to register will be found in our newsletter, website, and Facebook page. So I'm really excited to have Reverend Laura with us. And then the following, so you're going to have 2 Wednesday night services in a row. So the following, is it the following or is it 2? I'm trying to do the calendar in my head. Well, either way, on February 2nd, from 7 to 8:30, we are so fortunate on our first Digging Deeper for 2022. We're having Grace Kelawan, and she is an amazing Ayurvedic practitioner. She is so passionate. Every time I listen to her, I'm just she's mesmerizing because she's so captivating with her knowledge and passion for Ayurvedic medicine. And she's going to talk about how time and seasons affect our body and how to help us stay in balance and keep our well-being in balance through Ayurvedic practices. So we invite you to come this Wednesday, and then following on February 2nd to our launching of our 2022 Healing Circle and Digging Deeper on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Thank you so much. And I want to invite up Candace.
We are so excited here at Namaste to announce the debut of the Wisdom School. And this program is designed for all of us who, in our harried business lives, we want to do short little snippets, a few hours a night, once a week, in 4-week intervals so that we can get in our spiritual practice and deepen in our learning. So the first couple of offerings we're really excited about. Reverend Bobby will be teaching a class based on the author Bell Hooks' book, and it's about reducing cultural divisions. It's all about love. It's going to be a very powerful time and a unique opportunity to have Reverend Bobby, our senior minister, as your instructor. Coming up very soon, in fact, Tuesday night, Monday night, where am I? Thank goodness my community is here to keep me on track, yes? Monday night, tomorrow the 24th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., we are going to dabble with meditation. And it's one of the key spiritual practices that has been around throughout the ages. And we are on Zoom. It'll be 6:30, 8:30 every Monday night for just 4 weeks. So you'll find that on our calendar. So, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. This is Hollywood, right? So I'm going to invite up one of the students who just recently completed the meditation class, Nikki.
Cut him.
So, Nikki, now that you've been through all 4, remember it's Hollywood, classes, what is different for you after experiencing the meditation practices and before you started?
Well, great question, Candace, because prior to taking the class, if you all remember my struggle about quieting my mind, the class gave me tools that I can utilize in my daily life that really helps me anchor these practices. So it's not just about being in meditation. The meditation absolutely is the anchor point, but beyond that, it's how am I living my life because of that spiritual practice. And I have to say, I think all of you have heard that I sometimes struggle with anxiety, and what I learned in the meditation class, and you all have heard me talk about my pause, is really to anchor in that breath. And, breath is one of the focal points in the meditation class that you really help learn to anchor in being in the present. And I, in the past, in my anxiety, had the opportunity to go down a rabbit hole. But now, with this being a regular practice for me, I have other ways that I can look at that. I don't have to go down the rabbit hole. I can identify the story. I can identify what the greater truth is, and I can move out of it. And there's so much gratitude I have from the class and your teachings and the meditation and the practice itself.
Well, thank you, Nikki, and thank you for sharing with others what your experience has been.
Yeah.
All right.
And all of you who have been afraid of meditation, step on in and give yourself a gift and say yes to this class Monday night, 6:30 to 8:30. Thanks, Candace.
Thank you, Nikki. So you will find information about our coursework on the namastecsl.org website. Scroll down to calendar, look at all calendar events, and then click on the date for the item that you're interested on. You'll see the details pop up, and on the right-hand side of your screen, under details, you will find an event link. Click on that, it takes you to Eventbrite, and then a window pops up that says tickets. Click on that, and you're well on your way to providing information to register you for the class and to pay the very nominal fee of $20 per class. So that's $80 for the 4 sessions. All right, beloveds. This is the time I invite us all to take our collective deep breath together. And Des and our beautiful pianist are going to play some lovely music that, I don't know about you, but it always helps me just let go of everything that has preceded us and to become present and open our hearts to the message for today.
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end and where do I start? Anything you pray for, if fear is in your way, I'm here to listen to anything you need to say. Your prayer is my prayer too. Oh, your prayer is my prayer too. Whatever you feel, I feel it too. You're a part of me and I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. My prayer too. Because I hear the worries that are in your way, but there's nothing I can do to take the pain away. But I'll help you reconnect with that voice and spirit inside. Let the angels wrap you in their love and let spirit be your guide. 'Cause your prayer is my prayer too. Oh, your prayer is my prayer too. And whatever you feel, I feel it too. You're a part of me, and I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. Oh, your prayer is my prayer too. Your prayer is my prayer too. My It's my prayer too. We are one. My prayer too.
Your prayer is my prayer too. I love that. I love that. I'm going to talk first, and then we're going to go into meditation. I love the title today is Question Everything. Question everything. The first question I have for myself is, how are you going to do this? Answer the question. I know in my mind, this can get very complicated. Lord knows what I can create, what conspiracy or what story I can make up once I start questioning my next move to step forward. I love this quote by Jana Van Sant. She would always step in and speak for Michael Beckwith when he was not there. There are times in my own mind I should never be left alone in my own head without adult supervision. I know that for certain. What I've learned is I need to stop. Use Nikki's word, to pause. Open all of my senses, intuition and heart, not just my mind. The word consciousness comes to mind. Sometimes that's a big word. I like simple. So I call it moving forward in my life, wide awake. Consciousness is an awakeness that includes not only your two eyes, but actively connect with your heart. Even closing our outer eyes and opening our third eye, which is our intuition, to step into the knowingness. Knowingness is a multidimensional scan and practice of anchoring into God, the ethereal power and presence where it knows that it knows that it knows. I am awake. I see within, around, without, absent of my judgment, and with a full and open heart to then only answer the question, what is truth with a capital T, and the right thing to do in my forward movement? Consciousness is a spiritual practice, and like any practice, I just start right where I'm at and step into the repetition of using all of my awareness, stepping through life awake in God, hearing that still small voice within to guide and direct my choices to answer any question. And with that, let's go into quiet. Let's use this time for meditation. And maybe just some soft music would be really nice, what you were playing there at the end. And I breathe and invite you all to settle in, however you do that for yourself, into that place where it knows that it knows that it knows. For I rest in that phrase that I love so much, my prayer too, that no one is left out. No matter what the question, it is that ethereal power and presence where all questions lie, as do the answers. For that shortest prayer might be, show me the way. And we breathe that in, for that is my prayer too. knowing that my way is illuminated by that love, by that peace, by that ever-present consciousness that is God. For I am never alone. It is that whisper in my ear and in my soul that we breathed together, where I know that I am not alone. I let go of expectation or judgment, knowing that whatever needs to be answered will be. And that is the promise that never leaves me. That is the promise that never leaves me. That is my prayer too. And as we breathed our way into that place of it knows that it knows that it knows, knowing it will never leave me, that we come back into this beautiful space again. Wherever you are in your home, your safety, that we come back in the oneness together. I love each and every one of you. God bless you.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. Then I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, also on my faces of all the people passing by. I hear friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I see trees of green and red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Very nice, very nice. So today is so special in so many ways. I'm going to ask Jeff Schlick to come up here and join me. Our timing is so good. It's so good. And as he turns his mic on, I'm going to talk a little bit about that because, so this is my officially second time that I've been in the physical presence of Jeff. Yet I've been talking to him for 2 years, right? And what a rich experience that's been for me to just connect with Jeff. When the pandemic started, one of the things that we did was we sat down as a prac corps and said, okay, we really need a prac leader, don't we? And we really hadn't had one since our beloved Joanne Bourgeois stepped away from the community. And so the question was asked in the prac corps, who could step up and do it? And the short story is, it was Jeff from Sedona. And you could feel the call. He was in Zoom, and I think we were on my patio, and we were, all having this experience, and Jeff said, I'll do it.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't either. I don't either, Jeff.
But blessed.
And I know
blessed.
There's so many folks online that wish they could be here because this is such a special man, and we're so grateful to have you part of our community and grateful to be here together with you today.
You're kind. Thank you. Thank you.
No, hardly. But, today is about the question. Today is about question, and so I'd like to read something that Ernest Holmes said in this thing called You. And he said, every problem contains its own answer if you think of a problem as a question, an inquiry, and not as an obstruction. And so Jeff and I are going to talk a little bit about, asked Jeff to kind of come prepared with a few thoughts, and he and I are just going to have this conversation as we go through this service. I'm so grateful to get to do this, so thank you for that, Jeff.
You're very welcome. Thank you for asking.
You bet. So we're both going to kind of answer this question. I'm more curious about his than mine, by the way. But Jeff, you've been a practitioner for a while now, and you're also a chaplain at Unity in Sedona, so you really have this deep, rich spiritual practice in your life.
I do.
And one of the things that's different about having a practitioner up here to answer these questions is it comes from a really intentional dedication. And so the question I have for you, Jeff, is in your life, what's been your biggest challenge, and how have you approached it with your spiritual practice?
Okay. So I want to go back first because I like the word practice.
Thank you.
Because practice to me, and whatever experience that I step into, it's really what I'm practicing. And as I spoke in before the meditation, it's just a conscious waking up for me, because I've always had the call, but it's come in different flavors. But the question is what am I practicing today? And even choosing to be on autopilot, which I have been every now and then, is a choice, because I've been given that gift of choice. And that's a choice of practice. But stepping through and learning different practices like the meditation, the class that's coming up, and the other ones that you offer here, it's given me a place to anchor and give names and space to that call within me. And so one of the challenging situations that came up is when I was done with my corporate career and really did not have a plan B, but maybe is C, D, E, and F, not really certain. It was really shaky ground. And knowing it was full time to go and having that absolute unknown but stepping into it anyways. It was the practice of my life, but also the demonstration that from my youngest age, not knowing how, but that I've always been cared for, knowing that I am never alone, trying to stay away from anchoring into what I should expect it and how that should unfold, but knowing I am never alone. And that's a thin branch sometimes
that
to
is.
step out
That
onto.
is.
And one of the sayings that I came up with for myself when I was negotiating the close of my corporate life, not knowing, was the activity of my life is the activity of my highest good, always unfolding in God. And just like those commercials, when we watch them on TV with the medications and so forth, then they start talking really fast and they tell you everything that's going to kill you. This is
The disclaimer, right?
So the disclaimer here is this: anchoring in that practice, and I might have said it 1,000 times a day, especially when I got nervous, which I can do very easily, is the activity of my life, is the activity of my highest good in God, always unfolding no matter what it looks like or feels like, that it is always happening. It is always happening.
You know, when I was thinking about, put these questions together, it took me a little bit of time this week, but I have a little bit going on, so that could be why. But what I knew is then I sat down myself and answered some of these questions, and you said something just now that really hit me because it's what came up when I was answering these questions myself. And my own challenge oftentimes is surrendering to this divine unfolding that is me and everything else around me. That, I'm not the center of the universe. Go figure. And I've come to less asking for something and come to more surrendering that there's a power that does know a little bit more than me, right? And besides the fact of probably my biggest challenge has been to allow that to happen, to allow that spirit to operate as me and not trying to demand my own will, if you would.
I get that.
You get that, don't you?
Oh, I so get that.
Don't you?
Because, okay, my name is Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
I sit in the chair here of a control freak. So, recovering though.
Yeah.
So I get that. But coming from a place knowing that I will always be cared for, it provides me the practice of this word called surrender, of allowing myself to anchor in that knowingness that I will be cared for, and knowing that it's unfolding to my highest good. I can let go of what shape that's going to be in.
Yeah.
That's a gift and a key for me, and a continued practice. Because just because when I think I might have it, it's like anything else I might like to do well in my life. I like to cook, I like to do this, but then I come across a new recipe. I get to practice it in a different way, and this isn't over till it's over, and I get to practice a lifetime, because every time I try to practice or step into it, a different nuance comes forward, a different way that I'm shown that peace, that calm, that joy. Because instead of the beseechment that you spoke of, it is that recognition of knowingness. Because sometimes it's, why should I practice? It's not a practice in life, because there's always that duality.
Right.
It's, what is my relationship with God, and how is that conversation expanded in my life? That's what's precious for me.
Something else that came up for me this morning, I wanted, because you and I have had some similarity in journey, as we've spoken about. Part of also sort of that allowing, which is saying yes to Spirit, right? There's also within us a no that's also divine. And I think sometimes that doesn't come up so easily, right? Because we want to say yes to so much, but sometimes there's a divine no. And I call those really good boundaries, right? And I think in sort of family, our individual family dynamics, it's important to also have really good boundaries, which my divine no is really good boundaries, right? And how powerful that is to not necessarily say no to a situation, but say no to an old pattern.
Yes. You know, it's funny. I talk about like driving a car. You know, we're always in the now moment, which is the driver's seat. We're not moving, the car is. But I get to choose, do I go straight, do I go right, or to my left? But the patterns in my life are in my rearview mirror.
Yes.
They help me, if I truly look in there, to then help me step forward. Do I go straight, do I turn right, or do I turn left?
Which is that question, which is why we question things like, have I been here before?
Yes.
How is this coming up? Is it the same, similar, and what can I be in this moment? And then there's that deep listening, right?
Absolutely, you know, and one of my teachers would say, it's never about what's out here that's unfolding right now. Where do I feel it in my body?
Right.
And my body will go, you've experienced this before. And then I look back and go, this is that pattern. I get the choice to practice something moving forward differently, so therefore I can have a different outcome. And the healthy boundaries, it is recognizing the wholeness that I am, and that I do get to say no through this beautiful heart each and every one of us has, because I am not less than, and I don't always need to say yes in order to receive something that might be shallow.
It sounds like, too, that as we come to know that there's a difference between my beliefs about myself and the truth about myself, that as we come to anchor more into the truth of myself and releasing those old beliefs about myself, because it's all about me, right? Because my belief about me is how I will, in essence, be in relationship with others, be in relationship with the world, be in relationship with the universe. And it all comes back down to, you mentioned earlier, sort of that connection with Spirit, which I would even call even simpler. I love your words, these are just my words. Worth. It's all tied back to my worth. So could you talk a little bit about that, Jeff?
You know, my worth, yes. And of course, that's extremely subjective, because just one instance is we live in a world that we value ourselves by what we do, not who we are. And we go to a party and we might, oh, what is it that you do? Not, who are you? And we've gotten away from that. One thing that I like is that, and I've said this, most people in the room have heard me say this, and that is I look at people like seeds. Each and every one of us is a seed, and there is no other seed other than yours. But sometimes we just try so hard to grow into a different plant in order to meet other people's expectations, because I'm not experiencing the wholeness that I am. Because all you really need to do is grow into that absolute perfect seed that you are, and that perfect plant that you are, effortlessly, and to be the best gardener that you possibly can be of yourself, and just blossom. Yes.
Yeah, I think that leads me to kind of this thing about the thing that's probably most changed for me in my life up to this point is my perspective of myself. And again, who I am. And I had this conversation with someone recently where it was, I cannot change what I feel. And I think it's true and not true. And I say that because there have been times lately of recent that I've really been paying attention to when something shows up, is my initial feeling really connected to a truth? And oftentimes it is not. It is connected to the pattern looking in the rearview mirror. And I do have an option to change the feeling if I can choose to ask myself the question, is what I believe true really all that's true here? Even if there's, and that means, for example, if I am talking with someone and they speak something that I don't like, can I ask myself in that moment, and when I mean I don't like, it really disrupts me, can I pause and in that moment say, okay, is there anything true here about what was spoken? Not the complete truth. That is much more difficult and ever-changing. So I'm going to ask you, what do you feel about or believe about changing a perspective and then ultimately changing a feeling about it?
Okay. Probably happens 1,000 times a day for me.
Exactly.
Because the world changes so much, you know, if I'm out on it or depending on what I'm watching, and I turn that off. But,
Oh, so true.
but The Way of Mastery is a channeled book. And I love this line from it. It says, all experience in life are neutral.
Yeah.
I only judge them by good or bad or right or wrong by what my patterns and what my experience,
Exactly.
what I'm dragging in my bags. And sometimes I need to unpack those bags and take an inventory.
Right.
And it comes back to what's serving me to my highest good. And why am I hanging on to that? Why am I hanging on? It's like going through your house and going, why did I buy this? But can I get rid of it? No, I'm not sure. Yeah, sometimes I need to take an inventory and then send some things to Goodwill, because taking those things out of my belief system
That's
allows
perfect.
me to step forward with a different perspective and maybe even a little lighter load. A lighter load. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Jeff, what is your word? We talked about we're picking words for the year. That seems to be going around, right? So what's your word for the year? And then tell me what your intention is with that word.
Okay. Usually it's between Christmas and New Year's. I come up with a word, not intentions. I'm done with, the 20 pounds, whatever it is. Gonna let that go. It is what it is. But a word I like, and that's something to practice because every day I can step into it. My word is kindness. My word is kindness, which is a human word. It's not a God quality.
You're going to love mine.
Okay. Kindness is the unfoldment of the love God is. So it's me in this plane with you and you and you and you. How does kindness unfold here, or with total strangers? And I am allowed for that love that God is in, as and through my life, through kindness, win my healthy boundaries. That's my word, kindness.
So it's funny because I did not pick we call them God qualities. I did not pick one this year. I picked hope. And I picked hope for recent events that I'll talk about some other time. But the reason I picked hope was because the sort of metaphysical definition of hope is this anticipation of my good. And the anticipation of my good and the good of others is a practice. So I've picked a practice this year as my word. So I resonate with that, which is kindness, hope. And so as far as your intention with kindness, what is it you'd like to practice with respect to kindness?
I want to practice kindness. Especially in this day and age, we're bombarded with sides and lines in the sands, no matter how big or small they get, even with interaction with individuals. What I choose to take on, and the intention is to be conscious of that word and how I know it to be. And also tomorrow, maybe how I know the nuances of that shifts and change, but not to let go of it. So this practice of it, no matter who's I'm with, unfolds with that in the front of my mind for two reasons. One is to me right now, to be of service is in the forefront of kindness, because it's to be of service with my fullness of heart, no matter what situation or what environment I'm in. Because I know when that presence, no matter what the situation is or what charge it comes with, if I am in kindness and of service with that love, the room can shift.
Nice. You know, it feels like, and I'm obviously making a little judgment right here, but it feels like the words we've picked have to do with sort of the soft side of things. And I wonder if the universe, sort of all of us are collectively inviting in a softness this year that really wasn't as present last year, right? But I feel it. I feel it in my own life. And I feel that no matter what happens for me, whatever experience shows up, event shows up, that it's not hope for change. Let me be clear. It's hope in a sense of that whatever unfolds, I can trust. I can trust. I can have that hope, that anticipation of my good and others. And we get to lean into each other during this practice. So, Jeff, I'm going to read this, and I'm going to ask you to comment on it as a close. Since you are an individual, you can either accept or reject your own spirit. This is Ernest Holmes. Of course, no one can take it away from you. Somewhere along the line, you will be compelled to accept it. However, you can procrastinate, you can divert, you can sidestep or delay this divine event. If you knew beyond the question that is true, your greatest search would be after your own spirit. Well, you do know this. Every desire you have for betterment in life, in some echo from that deep within, which forevermore proclaims, "Behold, I make things new."
That's a lot.
I know.
But when there's a lot, I go simple, and I really do use that. Because out of all the words and all the ideas, there is a promise, and those are principles. And that first and foremost promise is, I will never leave you. I will never leave you. And all I have to do is be in a place of recognition. Nothing has to be done. I don't have to go anyplace. I can sit right here or wherever I am and know that right where I am, God is. That's it. Ernest Holmes would always say this, and I'm paraphrasing, but I love it. There's only light. There's only light. God is. There's only light. The only darkness in the light is the shadow I cast. Sometimes it's how can I get out of my own way. That truth never leaves me. But can I get all the way over here? I sure can.
Wow. I want to thank Jeff for joining us today. Such sweet sharings today. So if you heard that, sorry. But thank you, Jeff. So I just want you to think about what is it you're going to bring in this year? Not, and I appreciate it wasn't 20 pounds actually. I appreciated it that it was something very simple. Something that is less about how I look, how it looks on the outside, but more about what I want to bring and how I want to bring it. So I'm really grateful for that, Jeff. Thank you for being here with us today. Jeff is on our weekly spiritual practice call on Wednesdays, and he also is the constant in our practitioner training this last year and a half, and he'll be teaching practitioner training beginning next week again, and joined by Rev Veronica. So thank you again, and Des and Eve, will you take us to the close?
Come with me, you'll see, and be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in a world of pure imagination. What we see will defy all explanation. If you want to view pure paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do, want to change the world, there's nothing to it. Come with me and you'll see, and be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. There's in life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do, want to change the world, well, there's nothing to it. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in a world of pure creation. What we see will defy all explanation. And you'll be In a world of pure imagination, take a look and you'll see into your imagination. Let's begin with a spin and travel into a world of pure creation. What we see will defy all explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do, you want to change the world, well, there's nothing to it. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination.
Wow. Wow. God expressing, in full expression here through our beautiful music team. Thank you so much. Whew, that just moved me to another planet and beyond, yes? All right. And of course, that's from one of my favorite movies as well. Yes. All right. Hello, hello. My name is Reverend Veronica, and it is now time for our gifts and offerings. And I just want to let you know that you can give through Give Plus, which is on our website, through PayPal or Venmo. So any way that you give, we appreciate very much. And I just wanted to, I looked up, just out of curiosity, the definition of prosperity, because I always like to look up definitions. And it said, it said wealth and success. And so I understand that in the material world, but I want you to tune in to you in this time of giving to what does wealth and success mean to you? Because it's an individual definition. What does that look like to you? And I want you to tune into that right now and feel that in your body and your heart. Prosperity, wealth, and success. And experience it now in your body. Feel it. And it is from this place of knowing that it is present right here in this moment, revealing itself as your life, as a life, an experience of namaste, as we give from that place of wealth and success right here and right now, from the overflow of wealth and success and prosperity. Yes, and we're giving from that place of the overflow. So breathe that in. And then we will say our affirmation, our abundance affirmation together. Ooh, did that feel good? That feeling, tuning into that? Yes, it did. All right. Here we go. Let's say this together. The abundance of all good surrounds me and operates through me. I accept it in faith, God's plenty as mine and of namaste. I accept it with gratitude and joy and use it with wisdom as the inlet and outlet to all that God is. I affirm this as true, and so it is, and so it shall be. Yes, yes. All right. Before we move on to our benediction, I want to take this moment to thank everyone who put this service together, because without y'all, we just can't do it. So let us thank, first of all, I want to thank Jeff, our wonderful guest, and Reverend Bobby for a great interview. I was thinking of great questions. Yeah, those were some really great questions. So thank you for coming out and spending time with us, Jeff. Yes, and sound, Casey. Thank you, Casey, for your your gifts and talents with sound. Music, Des and Eve. Awesome. Woo! Yes, yes. And our practitioners, all of our practitioners for minister support. And Tori, back here, Tori. Woo! Tori's on, yes. All right, Debbie Ann, our bot on duty, and Julie, who is our Julie, Jackie, our welcome team leaders. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for putting this all together. And Sean, I see you back there. Thank you also, our board of trustees. All right, and we're going to move into our benediction. And when we say our benediction, we're going to say it as if it's the first time that you've ever said it, so we can stand. If you're at home, I want you to stand up. I know that couch is comfy. That's okay. We're going to get out of our comfort zone to proclaim our life. Yes, here we are. All right, as we're going to say our affirmation together. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. And life is all that we are. I accept it. I am it. And I share it with all. Just the way it appears and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. Woo! Des, take it away.
I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind and just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, it will be mine. If it serves my highest good, well, it is mine. I do believe that I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind and just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, then it will be mine. If it serves my highest good, well, it is mine.
Thank you, Des. Thank you, Eve.
Yes,
Beautiful today. Great music today.
Good stuff.
Thank you for joining us online. We're so grateful to be able to bring this service to you. I wanted to make a little quick announcement. So I'm going to be stepping away for about 3 weeks. I've had some loss lately, and I'd like to step away and give that time to myself to walk through it. In fact, next Saturday is the service for my two brothers that have passed away recently. And Namaste, you are absolutely welcome. It is here at 11 o'clock next Saturday. I'm really grateful for this community. I'm really grateful for this community, for our practitioners and our ministers. Des, thank you. Thank you. For our board of trustees who take such good care. So just know that we have great folks. We have Rev Veronica and Rev Carol coming in. We have a great program planned for this next month. And next Sunday is our practitioners supporting it with Rev Veronica. So come join us. Be fed. Don't try to do this by yourself. That's not how it works. So join us all. And of course, as always, have a great week.
Anything you want, it is mine. Perfect health, it is mine. Joy and peace, well, it is mine. Love, 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 it is mine. If it serves my highest good, it will be mine. If it serves my highest good, it is mine. I do believe that I will receive. Just have to